Welcome to the On Her Turf podcast, everybody. I'm Catherine Tappan. Thanks so much for joining us. And today we are super excited to be talking to two members of the USA Women's World Cup winning soccer team, superstars Ashlyn Harris and Krieger. Thanks so much for coming in, guys. This is awesome.
Thanks for having us.
We're so happy to be on.
Sense of place here. We are at 30 Rockefeller Center in New York City, home of the NBC studios, and you guys just got done with the Today Show. So how was that? It's been quite a whirlwind for you guys.
Oh, it was incredible. It's funny that everyone keeps asking, they're 100 days out from the Olympics, and I'm like, oh, what? We're still celebrating the World Cup. So we're on a high right now, and we're just continuing to just stay above ground, and it's been exhausting, and what a journey, what a ride, but we're happy to be here with you today.
It's a good exhaustion, though, right?
Yeah, it's great. I was just saying we're busy, but it's a good busy because I think that, we're having so much fun, coming off of that tournament and celebrating and really enjoying that moment. And now we're back into our NWSL league with our teams and kind of preparing for that and also focusing, what's to come for the Olympics and qualifying in January. So we kind of have a lot on our plate, but it's exciting time for us right now.
Yeah. So at some point the celebrations have to kind of calm down, right? And you've got to shift your attention again to training for Tokyo 2020. So at what point does that shift happen for you guys?
Well, right now we're about to do a 5-game victory tour. So this is our time to enjoy, the success that we've had, and we've worked really hard. We'll start to reframe our focus when these 5 games end and we start preparing for qualification in January. I think we have 7 games now scheduled till the end of the year. So the first 5 will be a definite celebration, and then after that we'll narrow in our focus and start preparing for what's ahead.
And I think it's also crucial to kind of have that break right after our season, and these victory tour games kind of just mentally take a break from it all to then refocus the way we need to prepare for the qualifiers for the Olympics.
Well, there's so many reasons to congratulate you guys, just your professional life and as well as your personal life. Yeah. So in between all of this that you guys are doing, you're going to get married in December as well. So you do have a lot on your plate.
It's been quite the year for us.
It's been a really great year. Yeah, it's been busy. We've kind of put the wedding planning on the back burner for right now because, we've been so busy with the team and World Cup and all that good stuff. So, we're finding time now, just settling in back home and finding time to gear back up with the wedding planning.
Well, one of the things that we talk a lot about on this podcast with all the superstars we have the opportunity to talk to is the balance in life, right? I mean, everybody listening is trying to find some kind of a balance. You guys are a perfect example of that. You're balancing so many things with your careers, with your personal lives, trying to find time to see friends and family in between that. And Ashlyn, you actually in a recent Vogue article said, it's taken us a long time to figure out what balance looks like. When you did figure out what balance looked like, what was it?
For Allie and I, it's interesting because we work together. So everything, we're on the road together. We play club together, the national team together. So it's really, really important for us to set boundaries and make sure that, we're taking care of ourselves to be 100%, a good teammate and a good partner and a good mom to our dog. So we're just constantly making sure that we take time to recharge. And if that's alone, that's alone. If that's, family trips to the park, we take those, or if we need to go, to date night, we make sure that no matter how tired we are, we find time to do the little things that keep our relationship strong, keep our partnership strong, keep our family intact, and kicking butt on the field as well. So I think, balance is an interesting thing. It's something we all seek and we try to create, our whole life. And we kind of just got to do the best we can.
Yeah. Does it come in ebbs and flows?
Absolutely.
I mean, sometimes you don't have it, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to find a way to center yourself and get back to that point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's, we train together every day or, living together every day. And we try to make sure that if, we're dealing with anything soccer wise, we kind of talk about it in the car on the way home and then say, okay, we have 20, 30 minutes to chat about this and what's on your mind. And then once we get home, we try and leave the soccer talk out of the house and just kind of focus on just day-to-day life.
Yeah, and that was pretty apparent when you guys were going through. I mean, Allie, the difficulty you faced, not even knowing if you would be on the roster for the World Cup team. And, here Ashlyn is training every single day and knows she's got the spot. So those conversations were probably challenging at times, but also really empowering because you guys could lean on each other in those moments.
Absolutely. And I leaned on her a lot, maybe a lot more than she expected. I hope I didn't drag her down too much because it was a really trying time for me. And I was really going through it, and I've said that multiple times, but it was one of the hardest moments of my career and in my life, and kind of had to refocus, but it really, because I also had to support, not had to, I wanted to support her and her being on the team still and striving to get her, second World Cup medal. It was like, how can I be the best partner for her and support her, even though, it was really difficult for me to do that through that time. I had to kind of set that aside. So yeah, we pushed each other, and she challenged me and kept me, going because she was training every day, and I'd just join her, or she would join me in my sessions just to kind of keep us motivated. And I think in the end, it was really, really healthy situation, out of a, unhealthy
and it was
time.
a lot of tough love. I think that's the thing that people don't realize is I think, when she was feeling really down and it was really hard, I think most people would just coddle someone and say it's okay and everything's, going to work out and, it's written in the stars and this and that. But I think for me, it was really tough love, and it was having some really hard conversations and just keeping her motivated. And it's like, okay, well, now it's time to strap in and dig deep. Like, we're going to make this happen.
So when you did finally get on the team and you guys go and you win the World Cup in France, I mean, when you can look back now in your perspective of what you went through and what you were able to achieve together, I mean, looking back, what does that tell you about yourselves and what you were able to overcome?
I think resiliency. I think we're very resilient. We had overcome adversity. We've trained our entire lives to be on this team and to have that moment. And I think one word I can describe it as very rewarding. But I think we're just hardworking, driven, ambitious individuals. And I think you see that every day. And that extends out to the rest of our teammates as well. We're like-minded individuals who want to just work hard and want to win. And being surrounded by that every day, there's really no excuse for me not to be able to make that team.
Allie, recently you wrote a beautiful piece in the Players Tribune, which there are so many great points in that piece. I mean, you talked about the adversity you went through in college as well with the pulmonary embolism and the challenges of overcoming surgeries and what have you. But one of the things you said that really resonated with me was, when you did not make the roster for the U.S. women's national team, and you started thinking about the reasons that you might not be good enough. But something you said was, in work, life, or relationships, you don't always get those reasons or details, which is something we have to live with, all of us. In some regards, somebody makes a decision about us, and we might not know why we're not good enough, and you never learn why. So how do you move forward, not knowing the reason why you weren't good enough at the time, but knowing in your heart you were good enough? How do you move forward in moments like that?
For me, that great question. I really appreciate that, because I think in that moment you have to know your value, and I'm not going to allow any one person to tell me how good I am at something or how bad I am at something or just indifferent. I think that you have to understand how good you are and believe in yourself and kind of have that confidence, knowing that you are good. You can't just allow one person, tell you that you're not good enough at something. So I just would, understand that how good I am and the quality that I bring, not only as a player or teammate, but just an individual to that atmosphere. I think as a leader and somebody who is very experienced, I think, I don't know, I would just kind of go back to that and think to myself, well, I know I believe in myself and I'm confident in what I do and I know I'm good at it. So I'm not going to allow just one person to kind of tell me that I can't be here.
Did it help, too, that you kind of shifted your attention at the time, too? You said, okay, it's not going to work right now with the national team, but the Orlando team is the one that I need to really dedicate all my time to. And does it help when you can shift your focus to something that it is in the present that you can control?
Absolutely, because without our teammates in Orlando, I don't know where I would be, honestly, to have that NWSL and to play for the Orlando Pride, to have that, our league is so nice to kind of just have that training, get that motivation every day from my teammates and have this game in and game out every week and really keep that high level consistent. I think that is what helped with my quality. And then just rejoining, doing all the little extra tidbits on the side, obviously the little details that you need to kind of clean up, and you can always get better every day. So I did that on the side individually, but then having the team around me, the atmosphere was obviously really great.
Yeah, you guys have such great support systems as, teammates, but also your family and your friends. It's fun. Well, when you guys look at, who inspires you, and over the course of your childhood growing up and playing soccer and being a part of teams all the time, Ashlyn, I guess I'll ask you first, but who does inspire you? Who along the way kind of helped you grow into the individual that you are?
That's always a tough question for me. It's interesting because when I was younger, I had a older brother, and we watched a lot of wrestling, and I kind of just watched basketball, whatever he was watching, him or my dad. But I guess my biggest thing was I wanted something bigger for myself, and I was willing to risk it all. All the time, I never did anything half-assed. I was just all in, and I saw, just stars. I remember looking up in stadiums and seeing the lights and being like, this is what I want to do. I want to entertain. I want to be under these lights. And I was willing to do whatever it took. So I gradually climbed, and I hit a lot of adversity along the way. And it was just my blue collar mentality that I wasn't going to stop. Nothing was ever good enough. And that's what has led me, to where I am today. And I think just seeing how hard my parents work, has inspired me to want more for myself and for my children and for my family, that they don't, have to stress about small things that should be, easily accessible. Yeah. So I think that was my greatest inspiration.
You talked a lot over the years about, your upbringing and the difficulties you had growing up in certain regards, and about bullying, that you bullied and you were bullied. Yeah. So you've been on both sides of it before. Yeah. What is your perspective now on bullying and anybody that's going through it, or the adversity that they face when they're going through those moments on the giving or the receiving end of it?
For me as a kid, I just didn't look like normal, young girls. As far as I can remember back, I had bowl cuts and, mullets, and I always wanted to wear, boys' clothes, and whatever my brother was in, I wanted to be in. And I just didn't fit the mold of your typical young girl growing up. And I was ripped apart in schools because of it. And I just never really found a way to fit in. And I was constantly trying to morph and create a safe space for myself. And now as my older self, I clearly don't look like your normal person, female, but honestly, I love it. I absolutely love the skin I'm in. I love, just feeling like no one's opinion of me. I don't care what people think of me. And for so long I did. And it makes me so sad because I know children really have a hard time with that. And my biggest thing is I always tell the youth, love being different, own being different, and make sure, parents let your children just be themselves and stop trying to force them to be things that they're not. So I just feel so good in my skin, now in my 30s, and I'm just living the best version of my life. And it's so incredible. And it's taken it's a journey, it's I still got to remind myself I'm enough every day I look in the mirror. It's hard in the world we live in. So I'm just doing the best I can and continuing to give myself grace and love myself fully and authentically, and being very, very comfortable in the skin I'm in.
When do you think that shift happened for you? Because so many girls grow up and they don't have the confidence. Sometimes, sports we talk about a lot here are a huge, huge reason why young girls get confidence and can grow into who they are. But when did it happen for you that you finally were happy in your own shoes?
Yeah, when I started letting go of not being the girl next door. I let go of, trying to fit this ideal image I was never going to live up to. It was constantly, you get let down. Companies don't want to work with you, and you're never in the front of anything because you look different. And I finally just let go of all that, and I started to see people just love me for me and want to be around me for me, and companies seeking to work with someone that did look like me, that was covered in tattoos, that had this different style, that had this different personality, and was very outspoken and fought for equality and all these different things that I stand behind. And it's just been such an incredible movement. Like, I feel like everything is so much more like based on inclusion, and all different walks of life are beautiful. So I guess it really just took a turn for me when I just started letting go of all those insecurities, and letting go of feeling feeling as if I wasn't enough, or I didn't fit the mold everyone else wanted me to look like. And then I just started living. And that was like the best turning point for me, because I could be the best version of myself for my partner and for
That's
my
probably
family.
when you met me.
Yeah,
There you go.
for sure.
2010
It comes
was
down
it,
to that.
right?
Yeah, it comes down to that.
Well, I mean, your fashion, both of you guys, and your Instagram account,
She's my
Ashlyn,
stylist,
it's incredible.
so.
I changed my outfit 3 times coming here today.
you
I'm like, I'm just not going to look cool enough. You are like, you guys both look awesome all the time. Your fashion is amazing. Your sense of style is so cool. The pictures you post with different, designers you work with. So, tell me about that and how fun that is for you both of you guys, to outfit yourselves while you're on this global scale where people are looking at everything you have on.
Yeah, fashion is a huge part of my life, and self-expression, and what I wear is a big part of that. So like, it's definitely everything you see that on my Instagram, or everything I wear, is completely a reflection of me that day. I don't have people dress me. I more so tell people what I want to wear, and same for the ESPYs. My agency here, Elite, reached out to Tom Brown, because I'm a big fan of his clothing, and he was an athlete himself. He was a swimmer, and he's an American brand, and it's something like I wanted to be a part of. So I wanted something off the wall for the ESPYs, and there I was.
Awesome. The ESPYs
Show up in a
Thank
sheer
you.
suit, and
Amazing.
it
was awesome.
It was
I
incredible.
loved it.
But yeah, these are outfits I pick, and I like to feel comfortable in what I'm wearing. I don't let anyone else decide those type of things. And when you see me in my Umbro, shoots, everything is picked and styled by yours truly, and
Love it.
that's just the way I come alive.
Yeah,
behind,
that's awesome.
behind a camera. Like, I gotta feel like me, and that's just when I can light up a room. So it's fashion is definitely a big part of me, and what I'm wanting to do moving forward. So I feel like I'm in a good spot.
Yeah. Well, I'll sign up for whatever fashion you're designing. It won't look as awesome
I have like
as
a
you doing
personal
it. But
stylist at home. So
yeah.
it's
So
nice.
did you always like fashion too, Allie? Or were you?
I've always liked to dress up. Even when I was young, like I would always do that at home, and even for school, I would like set my clothes out, the night before, like get so excited.
She was one of those.
I was one of those, yeah. And I think that just, I don't know, maybe going to Europe really helped open my eyes to different like styles. Obviously, I'm not as fashionable as Ash. I think she's rubbed off on me over the years, and she really helps me like kind of pick out certain things, certain pieces, or just even when we go shopping together, she'll be like, "Oh, try this on. This would probably look really cute," or this looks good together
Yeah.
or something. So I always like ask for her opinion before we like leave the house.
But she sometimes gets mad about it. She'll ask
sometimes
me.
I'm like, I really love this, and
I'm
like
like,
if she
it
doesn't
doesn't
like
look
it, I
good.
get it. Yeah, and then I get upset because
How
I'm like, I love
disappointing,
it.
right?
I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna wear it because I like it.
There you
so
go.
you need to deal with it. Yeah.
So
but
are the-
anyway,
are the
It's
wedding-
always it's always framed. You look beautiful, but if I was to piece this together, I might do it a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
differently.
That's very kind
yeah,
of you.
exactly.
Ashley.
Exactly.
Soft
but
delivery.
soft touch.
for the ESPYs, I had hired a stylist who I've recently been working with for these events, Kareem James, and he works with one agency, or the only agency, sorry, and he's been fabulous. So I really like him a lot. So certain events like that, like we'll talk to stylists.
Well, you have a big event coming up in December, the wedding. So I would imagine you're not collaborating with each other on what you're wearing. No,
I've
secret.
already, it's a secret. Yeah, I don't want her to know. I think that's the only surprise that
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to keep that. A
Well,
secret.
she wants a few wardrobe.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have
changes.
two
was like,
dresses.
oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
have two dresses.
You would not be opposed to that, though. with all your
No,
fashion.
exactly.
She wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even decided yet. She's like way ahead of the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm sure you'll pull it together
Yeah,
very nicely. I have
absolutely.
no doubt about that. What about like routines that you guys engage in with regards to, ways you kind of clear your mind physically? Do you like to do, aside from soccer, is there yoga? Is there anything you guys do mentally to try and clear the mechanism, if you will, the famous quote there? Beauty routines, anything like that? We talk about that sometimes here too. People like to know.
Yeah, you can go. You take this.
I mean, we love doing like spa days and things like that.
Yeah. We treat ourselves.
We
Good.
try when we have
Deserve
time,
it.
I mean, I think it's super important. So our recovery days, obviously you have recovery days as a team after the games and things like that, but then we'll do an extra, recovery day. We have a pool at home, thankfully. So we go in the pool and or go to the spa and try and just like wind down that way. I've tried yoga. I don't do it as often as I should. I think as I get older too, I'm starting to feel my body like I need to, do it 3 times a week. But I'm hopefully going to get more into that. But just that hasn't fit our schedule really. But yeah, a nice spa day. We go to the pool. We try and just like do our proper recovery just to kind of get our
Cram all
body
our
back.
shows in.
Yeah,
Yeah, get
right.
our shows in. I don't know, nothing really too specific, but
We like to take our dog Logan to a dog beach in my hometown where I grew up. I think for us, like
Yeah,
we
that's
just
good
love
recovery.
we love being on the water.
Yeah.
That is just I feel where
It's
we
so
feel
peaceful and-
grounded
yeah.
and people leave us alone there, which is so nice, and we can just kind of regroup.
right.
So it's really nice to go home and chill by the water with our friends and family.
Yeah, it's cool because you guys are so busy. You have these jam-packed schedules, international superstars, but it's so important to treat yourselves as well. I love that you said, like, we take a spa day.
Yeah.
I mean, because some people feel guilty when they do that, but you have to carve out time for it, right? It's important.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, we love it. And then the way you feel after you leave is just so rejuvenated and just really happy. And you kind of are like, okay, well, our body's recovered. Now let's, go do something for our minds and get away for a little bit.
We
So-
actually go to this little it's in Orlando. Is it the Four Seasons? We take a day pass there, and they have like all these fun
Yeah.
slides for the
Ooh,
kiddos, and there's like a
nice.
lazy river, and
Yeah.
we like tiptoe, and we're like,
Yeah, you're like, we
"Let's
gotta go."
I was gonna say,
I
so
know.
for the kiddos also means
yeah,
you too?
for
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
So that's like our getaway,
Yeah.
our
So
little
Four
retreat.
Seasons,
They have
Orlando,
this
we're
little
coming at
tiki
ya.
little thing going
Yeah.
on, great
Nice.
music.
It's beautiful there.
We
too.
love it.
Oh, that's awesome. I have to check that out.
Yeah,
Good
it's amazing.
recommendation.
It really is.
You mentioned you watch some shows too. Are there any favorites on your list that you guys like to watch?
We're watching Handmaids right now, but
Yeah,
there's so
Handmaid's
many shows.
I know, it's
we
overwhelming,
left,
right?
We left for
Yeah.
2 months, and we come back, and it's like
Yeah, we have
everyone's
Handmaid's
talking
Tale, we
about
have Big Little Lies to catch up
Haven't-
on. We have Stranger Things
Pose.
to catch up.
Yeah.
Pose.
Stranger Things.
What else do we have? Oh,
Euphoria.
Dead to Me.
Oh my gosh, how are you guys
We-
ever going to
we have,
find
like,
the
5
time?
well, we're never.
You need another flight across
Exactly.
the world, right, to watch them all?
exactly.
What does the team do together? What do you guys like to do bonding when you guys are on the road? You were in France for so long. I mean, your Insta stories are great. We could kind of follow you
Oh,
guys.
hilarious,
But yeah,
right?
but what does the team like to do together?
We do like coffee dates. We do dinner dates a ton. A lot of girls on the team are like coffee snobs and foodies. So honestly, that's what we do so we can debrief and laugh about things and, just like a little lighthearted.
Yeah.
A glass of wine never hurt nobody. So
Yeah.
we're still human.
Yeah.
But we like to go to really cool, and we shop. Our team shops.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We get-
There's like not much
Yeah.
else to do in camp, honestly. Like, we'll see our friends and family whenever we're in certain cities if they're there or around. But we'll, go for a nice dinner because it like kind of helps us to mentally kind of get away from the soccer aspect of things and just kind of pretend like we're out to dinner with just a group of our
Yeah, with
friends.
the girlies.
And so I think that's really enjoyable for us.
When you're in training mode, is it tough to find? I mean, do you guys eat what you want to eat? Are there certain things you restrict yourself from?
We have nutritionists and chefs, and they are very strict on what.
But I think we all live like a really healthy lifestyle anyway. It's not like we're going to binge on anything. And I don't think we do, because if you want the occasional donut or a cupcake or, cookie or something like that, or French fries, anything that's like, not as
All
healthy.
the good stuff.
Yeah.
we've had a
we
bagel
treat
the
ourselves.
last 2 mornings.
I know.
Well, you're in
One
New York
in-
City. You have to have
Exactly.
bagels
So
and
good.
pizza.
I haven't had a bagel in years.
Yeah, but it's great.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Anything you guys want to see when you're in New York City? I know you've been here a couple times this
I've
month,
been here a
but
few times, I think. I don't know.
We love just the vibe here. We love coming here and we walk the streets, we get to see our friends.
Yeah.
Food is incredible, and we sneak into Barney's here and there and get a little time to do, you know, a little shopping.
The important things.
So it's great.
Yeah.
We love it in New York City.
It's been awesome. Yeah. Nothing specific, but we just love being in the city, and there's always something to do.
Well, you guys have been certainly busy, and one of the biggest headlines surrounding the team is the equal pay, and everybody is talking about it. The trailblazing moves that you guys are all, doing and trying to accomplish. So, where does that stand right now, and what's left for you guys to do that you haven't already tried to do?
Well, we're still,
we're in mediation.
We're in
we have mediation in mid-August.
Yeah, with U.S. Soccer. And it's going to get interesting. I think the thing you'll notice about this team is, compared to the previous teams, is people speak their mind, and they are not scared to speak their mind and their beliefs and what they believe in, and they stand behind it. And I think that's pretty incredible. And, as a team, we collectively talk a lot about, listen, people might not like us, but we're fighting for something so much bigger than this team, and we're fighting for a movement, and it's not just about our sport, it's about women. And I love that. Like, I love standing with such strong women that are willing to risk everything. And they're totally fine with that. I mean, we've built platforms and careers for years and years and years, and like to have political stances and to have, these equal pay, conversations, it ruffles feathers, and people are willing to risk it all to create change. And that's something I can stand behind. I love that. And I love this team, and I love the fight we're trying to, continue to create and to be heard and seen. And it's been so empowering. Like, even in the last few weeks, I sit back and I hear my teammates on these talk shows, and they're talking about what they believe. And I'm like, man, these women are so incredible. Like, I get to spend every single day with them. Like, how freaking awesome is that? So I love it. I think what we're trying to do here is something so much bigger than ourselves. And, it's hopefully in 10 years, I hope it doesn't take that long. This isn't even a topic anymore. It's just like a basic right, it's got to change.
Yeah. I agree with you when you say, we're fighting not only for ourselves, but we're using all of our platforms to fight for women across all industries. And I think that's what people, since day one, that's what we wanted to express, is that we're using our platform to, yes, fight for us and for our, sport and for all teams around the world, but also women around the world and, in our country. And I think that who deserve equal pay. And so that's our focus.
Well, you guys are awesome. I'm so honored that you came here and joined us and carved out time out of your busy schedules to join the On Her Turf podcast. You guys certainly are symbols of everything we stand for, and then some. So I wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you
with
so
the
much.
Wedding and Tokyo 2020 and whatever else you guys have going on.
Thank you.
Bucket list item is to go shopping with you guys. So I'm gonna
let me know.
Yes,
when your schedules settle down, we'll find a way to do that.
Okay.
But thank you guys so much, and best of luck to you going forward. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
A huge thanks to Ashlyn Harris and Krieger for joining us. You can download the On Her Turf podcast at the NBC Sports Scores app or wherever you get your podcasts. Let us know what you think. We want to hear from you, and be sure to check us out on Instagram at On Her Turf. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and be sure to join us next time for the On Her Turf podcast.